City. City. Past soldiers, welcome some fan club. Today we are going to talk about one of the most modern, reliable, and ergonomic rifles on the market that is currently being acquired by armies and police forces around the world in large quantities. And despite its short life, it has already demonstrated all its power in battle. So then, because I have been asked a lot, welcome to everything you need to know about the SiG Sauer 516 rifle. The history of the SiG Sauer 516 begins in 2009. By that year, almost all global presence gunsmiths had an AR-15 type rifle in production. As this type of rifles enjoy great popularity and are considered an elemental weapon for those who want weapons for their defense or hunting, also the armies around the world prefer them for their great modularity, and many of the available models had already distanced themselves from the moderately unreliable Colt 1004 and 1016, which further increased demand in military markets. SiG Sauer did not have an AR-15 type rifle in production for that year. The company's team of engineers had already presented many prototypes, but the board of directors never approved them, as they considered that the rifles of the SiG 550 series were far superior, and they would sell much more than these AR-15 type rifles. But in 2009, many things happened that made them change their mind. Suddenly, the armies around the world, one after another, began to adopt and buy in large quantities the then-modern HK 416, which represented millions in profits for HK. Suddenly, not having an AR-15 type rifle in production became a great loss of potential multi-million-dollar contracts, of which HK was getting heaps. So SiG Sauer decides to accept a prototype model based entirely on the 1016 and the 1004 called SiG 1040. The SiG Sauer M400 was a formidable rifle that enjoyed all the advantages that an AR-15 type model can provide, but although it was extremely well received in civilian markets, as tens of thousands were sold in just a year, it was barely acquired by military and police forces, so just a few months after releasing the first AR-15 model from SiG, they returned to the design tables. This time, the engineers' mission was to make an AR-15 type rifle more attractive to military units. The solution was quite simple. The SiG engineers came to the same conclusion as the HK engineers when designing the 416 model. What they simply did was change the gas system for a more reliable one, which was basically what made the Colts 4 very unreliable. In the long run, the engineers relied completely on the HK design, improving many functions of the mechanisms and used high-impact polymers, SiG Sauer, which are unique and characteristic of the brand. The result was the powerful SiG Sauer 516 and AR-15 type carbine rifle that enjoys great modularity, reliability, and ergonomics with few rivals in the world, being one of the most modern rifles we have today. The SiG Sauer 516 fires with a closed bolt and has a short-stroke piston system. The gas piston pushes the bolt carrier back where a spring returns it to the forward lock position. This process loads the next cartridge. The 516 has a 4-position gas regulator, allowing the user to choose the amount of gas directed to the piston, even allowing to handle the cadence. Its action system is a copy of the HK 416 system, but it contrasts greatly with that of its predecessor, the Colt M4. The Colt M4 used a direct impingement gas system that did not use a grill or a piston to push the bolt, as you see in the picture. This system was basically a big problem as it allowed gases to enter the mechanism box and in the long run could melt the mechanisms. The new gas system used in the HK 416 and later perfected by SiG solved all these problems. The SiG 516 has a safety lever on the left side to be used by the thumb of the firing hand. Fires so it makes its fire selector ambidextrous. It has 3 positions: safe, semi-automatic, and automatic. It also uses STA-NAG magazines of all models. It has Picatinny rails mounted in all 4 positions for installing tactical accessories such as holographic sights, tactical flashlights, laser pointers, and front grips. It also has a fully adjustable 4-position stock, similar to the HK 416. The 516 is a battle rifle variant or also for designated shooter that is based on the same design as the 516. It has a chamber for the 7.62 by 2 inches NATO projectile and uses SR-25 pattern magazines. This also has an upgrade called SiG 716 grams-2 and also SiG 716I, which have different improvements such as direct impact gas systems to reduce costs, or also variations in manufacturing materials. There is also the SiG 516 close quarter barrel or short barrel rifle version, which stands for close quarter barrel or short barrel rifle with a shorter 10-inch barrel that is 25 centimeters and uses the same caliber. This has a weight of 3.5 kilograms without a magazine. It has a range of 500 meters and has a feeding system of 10, 20, and 30 rounds with STA-NAG magazines. Its rate of fire can be regulated between 750 and 900 shots per minute, and the barrel length is 40.64 centimeters.